Ebola Cleave, which will consist of a Feral Druid, a Death Knight, and a Holy Paladin, going up a jungle. I love my dog XO, Inviable, and Rip Delmain. I'm not sure about that name, but
yeah, not really sure what that is, but all right, we'll go with it.
Yes, so it looks like, oh, we're good. I Love My Dog XO tournament gear needed to be turned on, but he did get it turned on, so this is a real game. Game number 1, the Grand Arena, Don't Do Drugs versus Quickscope. Now, just a reminder, everybody, this is a best of 3, so the team that reaches the first 2 wins is going to advance, and the team that doesn't is eliminated from the tournament. Single elimination. But here we go. I Love My Dog XO is going to open on a Rub Cubs, and he's just going to bop instantly. He doesn't want any of that. That was crows and everything. That's crazy. And on the other side, Rip Delmain is just getting torn apart by this Ebola Cleave, the Aura Mastery coming out the wall, the Roar Sacrifice, and the Wings, really trying to avoid as much damage as possible. And it looks like they're going to swap that damage over onto a Inviable. They're just kidding. Rip is just getting ripped through by Black Jeff, and they are splitting their damage up, but it doesn't even seem like that. And he's just gonna go down without bubbling. Hello?
Wow. Yeah, he still had 2 bops and the bubble as well, so obviously, like, no forbearance on him. I don't think they were nearly expecting that amount of damage, which I can kind of anticipate why if they haven't done a whole lot of war games. It's important to recognize that as we are doing war games at the moment, and they are wearing the tournament gear, it's as though they're fully Wild Gladiator geared. And so if they've just been doing, like, skirmishes in random battlegrounds and stuff, they have not yet experienced what a fully geared player really feels like. So I fully expect that they just were not anticipating that amount of damage.
I actually was looking at that replay real quick, and Black Jeff chunked him down to half health, and he had actually a quick Holy Light proc. So he was trying to get that quick cast out, and he got locked on it at half health, and Black Jeff just ended it right then and there. But man, the damage that's coming out from this Ebola Cleave is so real. So very real. But the very first game, now this is a best of 3 series, don't forget, guys, so a little loss like that could very well mean your tournament life.
Yeah, for sure. And especially since that now means that they have to, obviously they will get their map pick on this next one, but then they're gonna have to win on their opponent's map pick if they do win this next round. So getting that first match is going to be super important for pretty much every series in this entire thing. But that said, I do kind of feel like yes, yeah, he got kicked. I feel like he wasn't expecting the amount of damage. Like, the reason that you would risk a cast in that situation is because you were not expecting the amount of damage that team is really capable of at that point. So I don't think we should count them out based on that match, is really all I'm saying. Now that they've experienced this a little bit and they know, oh crap, we can just up and die like this, they really need to sort of refocus on that a little bit and be a little bit more willing to use things like Bop, like Bubble, and so on.
Yeah, I mean, the Paladin was just being straight up chunked.
Yeah. Yep, definitely a lot of damage. Now there were some, and I'm actually not sure exactly what state, like if those hot fixes have actually been applied yet. There were some Frost DK hot fixes that were going in. However, I'm not sure, like, I'm actually not entirely sure where everything ends up with it, because the other thing they were doing was not, like, they were going back to Obliterate being allowed to do full damage to players. So I'm actually just not sure how Frost damage is shaking out at the moment. I don't play a Frost Death Knight myself, and haven't had the opportunity to face one since those hot fixes would have been applied. But it's possible that maybe they... I really don't know. I just don't know, really.
Alright, well, the next map chosen by, I believe it was Don't Do Drugs. They're going to go ahead and bring it to Blades Edge Arena. Welcome to Blades Edge Arena, everybody. It is Don't Do Drugs versus Gladiator Quickscopexx. Now, both teams are running with the same composition. We have the quote-unquote Ebola Cleave. I'm just going to call it a Feral Death Knight Holy Paladin. I know it's a little longer, but it's a lot more convenient for me to remember. And so, Walter Bear on that Feral Druid, Black Jeff on the DK, and Rub Cub on that Holy Paladin, going up against the Jungle Cleave, which is I Love My Dog XO on that Feral Druid, Inviable on the Hunter, and Rip Delmain on the Holy Paladin. Let's see if Rip Delmain can survive a bit longer against the crazy amount of damage this Feral DK has been putting out.
Yeah, and I'm interested about this map choice as well. Obviously, they would theoretically be able to take a knockdown or knockback from I Love My Dog, but I'm wondering if they're going to want to try and play a little bit more underneath. But as I say that, Rip Del Main already in some trouble there. He does use that bubble right away and got that save by the light proc as well. Going to be able to heal himself back up a little bit, but they're trying to turn it around onto Inviolable. Gets the execution sentence out of him as well as the Avenging Wrath from Rip Del Main. So a ton of cooldowns have actually come out from Glad Quickscopexx at this point.
Yeah, it does look like it. Rip Del Main still has the wings up, so he should be A-okay healing through this. But as I say, he's going to get stunned up as well, over and over, dipping down to 50% health here. And the Ore Master is going to be forced as well. Now, Rub Cub's in the background, also taking a huge amount of damage. It's going to force the wings. Save of the Light just being ripped right through. Execution sentence coming out. He's going to be okay, but he's also going to be trinketing as well right there. Rip Del Main, though, he's going to be put into that bop, and he has no bubble, no bop, no wings, no execution sentence. He's just going to get killed right through that bop, and he's going to go down. And Don't Do Drugs, they're going to take a quick, very confident 2-0 against this Jungle Cleave, and they will advance.
Yeah, and that just shows how strong the Death Knight still is, even in spite of all of the changes. Just the magic damage that the Death Knight was able to put out. I don't really think there was anything to speak. Like, I guess he could have been moonfiring or something, but there really was not much magic damage coming out from Walter Bear at that point. But Black Jeff was able to finish him off through the casting and healing that Rip Del Main was trying to put out at that point. Just a ton of damage coming out of Black Jeff in that match.
Now, looking at that damage done, we see 1.9 million damage from Black Jeff. Second place being Walter Bear with 1.2, and then third being I Love My Dog XO being almost nearly 1 million damage, 975,000. So Black Jeff doing an insane amount of damage, doubling the Feral Druid on the other team. But I don't know, man.
Yeah, Black Jeff alone actually did more damage than the other team combined on his own. Like, just Black Jeff